Welcome to the NMAA Seating and Selection Show for the 2021 Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue State Volleyball Championships. We will release all the brackets, show you the matchups, and we will also hear from some of the coaches. But before we get to that, let's explain the seating and selection process. Some people are still a little confused on how this gets done, and we are here to educate. The following criteria is used to determine a team's seed. We look at finish in regular season district play, head-to-head matchups, wins against district championship teams, regardless of class, overall record, max preps rankings, and member school input. That's the coach's input and their rankings. That input can sway a team in one direction or another. There is no input given by NMAA staff. Let me repeat that. No input by NMAA staff. It's all data driven based on those criteria points. Did you beat a district champ? Did you have a better record? Were you ranked higher? All of those things. There is no bias for or against any school or team. It's all based on the numbers. Remember, this year's format for state volleyball is a little bit different. The top 4 seeds in each bracket get a bye. There are first round matchups. Those are single elimination games. Then the winning teams enter a double elimination bracket until the semifinals, when it becomes single elimination at that point. We are all here to find out who got in and who they will play. We are going to start in Class A, and the number 1 seed goes to powerhouse Melrose. Melrose is the defending state champ. This is the 8th season for head coach Casey Jackson. They have 4 players back who had significant playing time in last year's title run. Melrose played in the final each of the last 5 years, and the girls start every year with the expectation of making another deep run.
I think it's always an unspoken thing amongst the kids here, that's what they expect of themselves. It's not something we normally outline. What we do talk about the road to getting there and, taking one game at a time. But I think the kids expect to, be there and be competitive again. And it's an unspoken goal of ours every year.
Melrose has 7 state titles over the years, looking for 8 this season. The top 4 teams get a first-round bye into the bracket, and here they are. Rama, Gateway Christian, and Fort Sumner. You get a bye, you get a bye, and you get a bye. Listen to these records. Rama is 22-1. Gateway Christian is 21-2. They were last year's runner-up. Fort Sumner has won 6 state championships, the last one coming in 2013. Now, on to the first bracket of the show. In Class A, Pine Hill and Cimarron square off as the 8-9 matchup. Logan is a 5 seed and will take on Camado. Logan won state titles in 2017, 18, and 19. Springer is the 6 and will face Reserve. Legacy is a 7 and will meet Magdalena. Little explanation is required for Class A. There was a 4-way tie for one of the final spots. Magdalena got into the field as a 10 seed. Once Magdalena was in the field, now we're down to a 3-way tie. Reserve won the 3-way tie on criteria points. Now, since Reserve is in, then we looked at Camado because they were 2nd in that district. Camado beat out Roy Mascaro and Santa Fe Waldorf for the final spot in the bracket. Hope that explains the seeding process. Now on to Class 2A, and the top seed goes to Tularosa. Tularosa is 14-6 with criteria points over all the others in the field. They earned the top spot. Congrats to the Wildcats. Let's see who else gets a first-round bye. Texaco is the 2. They're a mainstay in the postseason. Laguna Acoma is a 3 seed. They are 19-4 on the year. Santa Rosa is the 4 seed. Now, Texaco head coach Kristen Scanlon has 10 overall state championships. Texaco has played in the final each of the last 7 years, but came up short of a 7-peat last season. Coach Scanlon says each year the team sets goals, and those help create a positive culture for their program.
I think we work a lot on culture, and I can kind of walk in here and show you. They're posted in our locker room. We work on, not only gym culture, but we work on goals and things we want to achieve. And I think what's so very interesting from year to year is a lot of times the girls won't even put on there that, things like, we want to win a state championship. They don't put that kind of stuff on there. But these are kind of our revised. So they want to really continue to have strong communication. They want to be physically and mentally tough. They want to tackle adversity. We really want to limit our opponents' runs because we know when that happens, lots of times, we lose our momentum, we get down. And then lastly is be a goose. That's they take that from a video that they watched where they talk about the geese and how if one of the goose gets hurt, the leader of the geese at the front of the V always tries to circle back and pick up that wounded geese. So anyway, that's kind of, those are those revised goals that they have. And I love how they used something that we talked about at the beginning of the year to try to reach out to their teammates and make sure that everybody's part of the train moving forward for success. And we're excited about postseason. I think we have a good chance. And I think there's a lot of great teams this year that we're very, very balanced in 2A, I think. And it'll be fun just to kind of see what happens as the state tournament proceeds forward.
That was fun to see. Here's a look at the 2A bracket. Hagerman is the 8 seed and Eunice the 9. Those two will match up. Capitan is in the field as a 5 seed. They will meet Manal. Escalante is the 6 seed and will get defending state champ Cloudcroft. Tatum will take on Mescalero. That is your 2A bracket. Now on to Class 3A, and it should be no surprise the number 1 seed goes to Robertson. Robertson hasn't lost this season. Head coach Vanessa Gonzalez is in her first year with the team. Robertson has 9 seniors on this year's squad, including Jaden Jenkins and Stella Garcia. Junior Jaylee Gonzalez leads the team in kills and blocks. Robertson is unbeaten, and they've taken down everybody. Socorro, Bosque, Sandia Prep, Hope Christian, Santa Fe Indian School, St. Michael's, but going undefeated isn't something the team talks about.
It's not something we really talk about. Again, we focus just game by game, and even deeper than that, practice by practice. And at one point, it was last week, we kind of looked at each other and said, hey, this may be possible. And then that was it. So it's not something we talk about very often. The target's on our back, and that's fine. And we just, control what we can control and just keep playing our game and keep the girls focused.
The top 4 teams get a first-round bye into the bracket, and here they are. St. Michael's is the 2, Socorro the 3, and the Bosque Bobcats 4. St. Michael's won it all in 2018. Socorro was last year's state runner-up. They are 19-4 this year. Bosque last reached the final in 2013. Let's see who else made the Class 3A field. East Mountain is in against Santa Fe Prep. Hot Springs will get Tucumcari. Santa Fe Indian School will match up against Zuni, and Sandia Prep will take on Crown Point. Sandia Prep is the defending state champ. The Sun Devils have reached the final 6 of the last 7 years. Still a couple more brackets to go. The tension is building for the final 2 classifications, so now on to Class 4A, and the top seed goes to Hope Christian. The Huskies are an impressive 21-2. Their only losses coming to Los Lunas and unbeaten Robertson. Head coach Amelia Sandoval wasn't sure what to expect at the start of this season.
I just went in hoping that we'd have fun and we would like each other, and we just have had some big wins, and we've just kind of built and built. After the El Dorado game, right at the beginning of the season, I was like, and I read the big newspaper about them, and I said, oh my gosh, we've got something really special here. So, and it's kind of gone after the beats of, we beat Monzano and Santa Fe and Pius, and it was like, what is happening? Something magical is here for us.
The top 4 teams get a first-round bye into the bracket, and here they are, Goddard, Los Alamos, and Gallup. Those are also the top 4 teams in the Max Preps season-ending rankings. Goddard made it to the final last season. Let's take a look at the first-round matchups. Portales will face Albuquerque Academy. Academy has reached the final each of the last 2 seasons. They're the defending state champs. Pojoaque is the 5 seed and will host Kirtland Central. Santa Teresa will meet Moriarty. And the 7-10 matchup is Artesia and St. Pius. The Sartans won it all in 2019. Before we get to the final bracket, just a reminder that this year's format is a little bit different, as I mentioned earlier, with a first-round matchup to get into the bracket and a modified double elimination tournament. One veteran coach is among the many who like it.
It gives the middle 4 teams a chance to host at home, and it gives those bottom 4 seeds a chance to get a win on the road. But then once you get to the state tournament, it's a modified double elimination tournament. So you can hiccup, go to the other side of the bracket or the challenger bracket, and then work your way back. And I guarantee if parents, players, and teams know that they have a second chance, their motivation is really high.
Now, on to Class 5A, and the top seed goes to, a lot of tension, waiting. The La Cueva Bears. The Bears won back-to-back state titles in 2018 and 2019, and they have put together another good record this year at 20-1. Their only loss was to Cibola in the Metro Championships. Since then, La Cueva's run off 16 straight, with only one of those matchups going the distance in 5 games. The top 4 teams get a first-round bye, and here they are, defending state champs Centennial. The Hawks are 21-1 this year. They haven't lost to a New Mexico school this season. Their only loss was to El Paso Franklin. Cleveland is the 3 seed. They are playing really well right now, and Cibola is the 4 seed. Let's check out the final bracket. Sandia, you are in. So is Santa Fe. You two will square off. Los Lunas will take on Rio Rancho. The Rams are in as a 12. Rio Rancho has 6 state titles in their program. El Dorado is a 6 and will meet Volcano Vista. The Eagles beat the Hawks earlier this year. Las Cruces and Hobbs is the final matchup in the bracket. Las Cruces also a mainstay in the postseason. There you have it, all the teams in this year's tournament. Don't forget, you can watch the state championship games this fall on the NFHS network, so get a subscription and log on so you can watch the championship matchups. That's going to do it for our volleyball seeding and selection show. Good luck to all the teams involved, and remember to compete with class.